Welcome to Beyond the Headlines on the WMBD Plus app, where we break down today's local news stories with our very own reporters. I'm Brianna Rittman.
And I'm Jack Bosikis. Today we're checking in with WMBD's Alex Berger, who is live out at Northwoods Mall for the results of Salvation Army's Tree of Lights campaign. Then we'll talk about a new exhibit at the Children's Discovery Museum in Normal.
And lastly, we have a story stuffed with heartwarming gifts delivered to the Children's Hospital by a former patient. Now, our first story of the day is a celebration for a festive fundraiser. The Salvation Army is looking back at its Tree of Lights campaign and the impact it had. Now,
WMBD's Alex Berger is live from Northwoods Mall in Peoria. So, Alex, explain what the campaign is.
This is the community celebration for the Tree of Lights campaign that basically talks about everything that goes on with the campaign, how much money is raised, who is able to support it. There's a lot of awards that are given out as well. Our very own former GM, Sean Newell, who passed away last year, was actually just recently honored by our very own Chris Yates, who is hosting this event. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of speeches being given as far as Chris's side, and there's just a lot of energy in the room in a sense of it's a very supportive energy. It's not like a hyper energy, but people are very supportive of the cause. There's a lot of need in the Central Illinois community. This fundraiser basically addresses that each year in the way of raising millions of dollars. Now, while they haven't quite announced, we can't really announce how much money it's raised yet, but they every year raise millions of dollars for people in need who need food, who need toys, for Christmas, and it's just a very, very helpful fundraiser.
well, when will we know, Alex, how much money is raised?
Yeah, so in about, I don't have a watch, but we'll know in about 30 minutes when about 6 o'clock. So at the 6 o'clock hour for our WMBD live shot, I'll tell you how much money was raised once I find out, and we'll be able to announce it then. But what we can say is that each year there's been, millions and millions of dollars that has been a goal. This year they were able to, this year Peoria and Pekin, work in tandem to support by giving toys, by collecting toys. Actually, Menards on Allen Road was actually honored for being the largest provider of toys this year for the Peoria fundraiser. And it's kind of interesting because when I think of Menards, I don't think of toys, but isn't that interesting that Menards was the most providing of toys? Very interesting. But yeah, it's just a very, very good fundraiser for people to have things that they need in the community. But we will know how much money that is that will be going towards that cause here in just less than 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, we're definitely looking forward to hearing how much they've raised. But can you talk about what the impact of this campaign is?
Yeah, as I've kind of mentioned, is the money that is raised goes towards the Salvation Army's efforts. Now, the Salvation Army, they house people who are unsheltered, unhoused, and homeless, and they also provide meals for people. They provide toys for people. So the millions of dollars that is raised within this Tree of Lights campaign, it's the biggest fundraiser of the year for them, and it goes towards so many causes for people to be able to enjoy life, for people to have a good well-being in life by having food on the table, by having toys to play with, and by having a place to stay.
All right, well, thank you, Alex, for giving us that update. We'll check back in. WMBD News will check back in with you at 6. You'll get to talk to Rebecca and Thomas some more. Now, most of us turned in for the big game last night, but do you know anyone who was there in person? A lot of people commenting on how bad the game was. Wow, said some people turned it off during halftime. Well, let's not get into that. Now, imagine if you paid to be inside of the stadium. This was the view from the upper deck at Levi Stadium, where tickets were selling for $3,400 each. If you wanted to sit close, you were looking at more than $10,000 a ticket. Also, people paid more than $400 just for parking.
How much would you pay to go to the Super Bowl?
I guess it depends on
Who's playing?
Well, who's playing, I think that's a factor. Who's playing, where I am financially. Like now it's just like, I can see for Super Bowl, like I'm realistic, right? It's the Super Bowl. So like that Levi's thing does not seem like a bad price, right?
Yeah.
Especially if I'm like a Seahawks fan or a Patriot fan, that's not a bad price. But then it's like, if I got Beyonce and Jay-Z money, like what does it matter? That's a drop in the bucket.
Exactly.
Whatever, I'll pay the $10,000.
I saw people saying like they would. We were just talking about like placing bets on the games and stuff, and I saw someone say that they would pay to be on this like as close as you can get, and then place a bet that there was going to be someone running across the field, and then the person, if you spend that much money, you could be the one to go running across the field and make a quick buck.
I saw a post, a young lady said her grandfather was like, hey, I got some errands to run. Why was he like one of the extras for Bad Bunny?
What?
Like grandparents just be like, yeah, I got something to do. You know that people have those stories where like they're like, hey, I ran into this person at the gas station or the airport, and it's just like some celebrity and the parent doesn't know. So like her grandfather was like, I got some errands to run today. And that was his errand. He was at the Super Bowl.
That's a good errand to run.
Right.
That's a good errand to run.
Well, when we come back on Beyond the Headlines, we've got Austin Thiemann live from the Twin Cities newsrooms to talk about a new exhibit at the Discovery Children's Museum in Normal. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Our next local story of the day, the Children's Discovery Museum in Normal is closed this week for renovations.
WMBD's Austin Thiemann joins us live from the Twin Cities newsroom to tell us more about these renovations and everything that went into them. So Austin, what are the renovations happening right now?
Yes, thank you, Brianna. Thank you, Jack. So I'm going to paint you guys a little picture here because there's a lot going on and it's kind of hard to put it in words. So if you've ever been in the Children's Discovery Museum, you know there's 3 floors. On the first floor, you have a bunch of different things like a Healthy Me exhibit, which is kind of like a doctor exhibit. You have a little grocery store exhibit with a pizza kitchen. You have a water table, a backyard kind of exhibit where you can explore different bugs and whatnot. And so that's kind of what's going on the first floor. The second floor, it used to be what was kind of like a farming exhibit where it would show like the movement of grain and stuff through farms and all these different sorts of agricultural things. They had tractors and whatnot as well. And so basically, what is happening with these renovations is that Healthy Me exhibit I spoke about, the grocery store exhibit, and the ag exhibit are kind of all combining into one exhibit on that second floor. So the second floor has been everything's been removed out of it, and new things have been brought in to create this new exhibit. And the new exhibit is going to be called Farm to Healthy Me. It basically is going to teach children how their food comes from the farm in the ground, starting from the seed, and how it gets to their table, you know, through the grocery stores and whatnot. So it's really just going to encapsulate all of those different things on that second floor. Now back onto the first floor. They really haven't quite decided what is going to go down there yet. They have some things already that they are moving from the second floor back or down to the first floor. Some different random exhibits that were there and other different things. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on with the renovations.
Okay, awesome. That sounds really neat. So why is it important that they are upgrading and updating these exhibits?
Yeah, so it's really important that they're updating these exhibits because, you know, life changes. Like life moves on, things change, and they will continue to change as life goes on. And a lot of these exhibits were over 20 years old, and a lot of it was just outdated technology, outdated stories, all sorts of different things. They were just really outdated, and it needed a good update to kind of show the ag industry and how the food gets from the farm to the table in today's day and age. You know, the ag industry is ever changing and ever growing, so they really just had to update this exhibit to provide a real and updated and factual experience for kids to come and explore and learn and really see how their food gets to their table, and maybe even explore different career opportunities that they may want to do when they're older, like a farmer or working in a grocery store. Simple things like that they can explore.
Wow, very cool. Thanks. So, well, tell us, how much did it cost and how was it paid for?
Yeah, so the whole project costed about $3.7 million, and all of that was funded through community partners and grants. Places like the Farm Bureau and whatnot came together and kind of funded this project. That way they can provide a new and updated experience.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Austin. Check this out. Monday, the day after the Seattle Seahawks won the big game, Mattel announced the release of the Seattle Seahawks Barbie doll. This particular Barbie commemorates the team's win and shows her team spirit with a logo shirt and wide leg pants featuring the Seattle Seahawks colors. Accessories include a visor, pair of sneakers, and a foam finger.
All right.
We're not. Barbie isn't the only one with some Seattle apparel right now, isn't she?
I have my. Hold on. Can you see?
Can we get a close-up on the beautiful heels here that we got? Wow,
Yeah.
Seahawk colors and everything.
Yeah, so I was told it was the wrong shade, right? But I grew up when it was this shade, like more teal.
Mm-hmm.
They did that whole switcheroo thing with this, lime green, yellow looking
yeah.
thing. You know, it's cool. Now, as far as Barbie, I wish they would have had the number 12, unless I just can't see on there, because they kept saying, shout out to the 12, shout out to the 12. So I looked it up. That's what they call their fan base. So they actually retired that jersey so that 12 is always the fan base, because the 12th man.
That makes. I saw a video with Chris Pratt.
Yes.
He's a Seattle Seahawks fan, and his jersey said 12, and it said Pratt on the back.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. It's a custom jersey, but that makes sense. It's for the
Right.
fans.
So I hope the Barbie, maybe they can hear me. They're watching this, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
right.
saying? They're watching Beyond the Headlines. If you are Mattel, anybody on the Mattel team, add a number 12 jersey to that.
Add a 12 jersey.
to that. That would make, you know, I don't know what that looks like between them and the Seahawks, but add a 12 jersey. to
That could be a really cool tradition. You know,
Yeah.
whoever wins every year could get their own custom Barbie.
Right.
That would be really, really
They're
cool.
already going to Disney.
They're already going to
I
Disney.
missed the announcement yesterday. Like, I
Yeah.
missed the post game and they said, we're going to Disney
We're
World. I
going
missed
to
that.
Disney.
And so I need to go. Did you see that part?
I saw it later. I didn't see it.
And like,
air.
okay, I was like,
But
what
I saw it later.
happened? That's what
Yeah,
we
and then I
wait
saw
on.
it today. I saw a video at Disney. They're all there. A lot of them are there, and they had like a little banner rolling out, and it said, you know, the
I saw
the
Starbucks had
winners
some
and-
specials today, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Washington, yep, Seattle, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So I was like, okay, check y'all out. Well, when we come back, we got one more local story for you when we return to Beyond the Headlines. It's Jack staying in the hot seat for a story making us Central Illinois proud. Hear how a local nonprofit is bringing comfort in an uncomfortable situation. Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Our final local story of the day. Children at OSF were surprised with stuffed animals, thanks to a local nonprofit. Jack Bozikas is in the hot seat to tell us more about it. So what is Cuddles with Kindness?
Yeah, Cuddles with Kindness is a local nonprofit that was established officially in 2017, but is actually the founder, Taylor Cole, has been doing this for a long, long time. This was her 17th year going to OSF. Where they distribute stuffed animals to the Children's Hospital, to kids staying, you know, overnight or have, you know, appointments, or even if they're just there for the day. And it's not just the kids; it's also the siblings of these children. If they're there, they could pick out a stuffed animal, and yeah, it's a great thing. I mean, you know, these kids are going through such a hard time, and something as simple as a stuffed animal could completely brighten their mood, highlight, a highlight of their stay.
Spirits,
absolutely. And just from seeing the kids' reactions today, it was beautiful. Honestly, it was so nice to see how much it lifted their spirits.
Well, now, how did Taylor come up with this idea?
Yeah, so when she was 8 years old, she was actually a patient at OSF. She was there, and she was gifted a teddy bear. And I was talking to her today, and she says she still has this teddy bear to this day. It was on Valentine's Day, and he's got a bunch of hearts on him. And and that was how it started. She was gifted it, and she decided that she wants to do that. And literally the next year, it started when she was in 3rd grade.
Wow.
That she has been going to do this every year. And what a great way of how it started and how they keep it going. yeah, I don't think I could come up with something that impactful in 3rd grade. So
Right.
good for her. Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, how many stuffed animals did Taylor deliver this year?
Yes. Today alone, they brought 2,000 stuffed
Wow,
animals.
that's amazing.
So it's not just for the kids staying there. It's all year long for, they're going to have stuffed animals to give these kids that are staying there, siblings, all year long. And throughout, the 17 years she's been doing it, she's given over 40,000 stuffed animals to OSF.
Wow.
Over the 17 years. So it's incredible. And yeah, like I said, just seeing the kids' reaction. There was this one little boy who picked out a Simba, a little Simba stuffed animal, and yeah, no, I love Simba.
Come on,
right?
Ryan King.
And they had Squishmallows and
wow.
Stitch. There was a little stuffed animal Stitch, and yeah, it was really moving, honestly. Just seeing how much, like I said, I mean, as adults we think about like, material objects, and something like that it doesn't brighten your spirits like it does when you're a
Right.
child. And man, their faces lit up with joy seeing just a stuffed animal. So yeah, very nice, very nice.
Oh, well, that's amazing. Well, thank you, Jack, for
Yeah.
sharing us this beautiful story. Now, if you like Takis, we've got news for you. Releasing a next level flavor attack with a drop of 6 new flavors. Wow, hitting the shelves today. The lineup gives snackers more ways to experience their signature intensity, spanning the entire heatometer from 0 heat to hot. New flavors include Extreme Lime, which has 0 heat on the heatometer. There's Smoking Barbecue Grill, which is mild, and Pickle Punch, which is medium, Crazy Buffalo medium, and Hot Honey, which is hot on the heatometer.
Wow, I'm not really big on like hot chips. I like Buffalo Wild Wings. I'll go for like a medium, and I could take the spice, but like I'll sweat. But like Takis or like the spicy hot Cheetos, they don't. I can only have like 1 or 2, and then I start feeling it, you know. But I'd
Clean
be
your
interested
system
to
out.
try the ones that are
That
mild
mild or
and,
no heat.
Yeah, definitely.
I've never had a Taki in my life.
You've never had a Taki?
I came up in the hot Cheeto phase, so
Yeah, that's fair.
by the time Takis was a thing, it was just like,
I remember when they introduced the hot Cheeto Puffs.
yes. Now those, they got a little bit more dusting on them than the hot Cheetos. I think it's because they're the original Cheetos, so they get in all the little crooks and stuff.
Yeah.
Versus the hot Cheetos, hot fries are just straight.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's the candy? Hot tamales? Have you ever had those?
I just ate them last week
You
on
did
Friday.
those last
Yeah, those
week?
are. Yeah.
I don't do hot tamales.
Yes, Sarah and I
can't.
love hot food, snacks and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're always like at the vending machine getting hot fries or something.
You find me at the vending machine, 5 out of 5 days of the week, at least. People will be like, "Where's Jack?" Check the vending machine.
That's
Check
what-
the vending.
Earlier today, I was looking for Sarah, the producer. That's where.
Of course. She's got to get her Skittles and her Mountain
Fries.
Dew or Pepsi or whatever
Right, and
it
a
is.
Sprite. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us for today's Beyond the Headlines.
You can find all these stories and more over on our website, ciproud.com.